Welcome to Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're looking at What If, the periodic wall of elements. Looking at the question, if you collected each element on the table of elements and you put them next to each other like real bricks, what would happen? Well, what would happen is all these 118 elements. First of all, the first 30, pretty easy to find. Maybe the next 30, you can go to the store and get them. Another 30, maybe you can break some things apart, buy them online. But a huge portion, okay, or I guess maybe the last 30, would be very illegal and almost impossible to get. But let's just imagine that you were able to get them. Just really quick, it would be level 1 to not that bad, to level 7 to worse, oh my goodness, worse. And so let's break those down bit by bit. The first one, okay, harmless. I think it's hydrogen and oxygen. Well, no problems. Good. Level 2, not too bad, but there is fluorine, which can be some of the most corrosive stuff in, I guess, the galaxy, in the universe. Meaning that if it touches something, it breaks it down to its basic elemental parts. Number 3, level 3, there would just be a lot of fire. This thing starts on fire, this thing starts on fire, these two things start this thing on fire. There's fire everywhere, and even some fire poison in the air. Level 4 and level 5 are a bit the same. Now we're getting into things that are toxic. So if you breathe them or touch them or smell them, you're probably going to die. And those things are going to get into the air and become fires and to start destroying things everywhere. And your house will probably be destroyed at this point. Level 6, whew, okay, now things get really dangerous. Now we're looking at explosions. This little tiny thing going and exploding everything around it. Your house would definitely explode, maybe your neighborhood, and you would be cooked with radiation. And the last level, level 7, he calls them the evil elements, because some of these elements are more dangerous than a fusion bomb, a nuclear bomb. And at this level, if you had these elements together, it would create such an explosion that explosion would go out into the sky, out into the atmosphere, and continue to go around the earth, having like radiation poisoning surrounding the earth, which could maybe kill everything. Man, I don't know. But those are the evil elements. So the author recommends, man, collecting things is cool, but don't collect the periodic table of elements. Collect something else. And he has a few Pokemon references in the footnotes. The footnotes are actually pretty funny. So let's look at some vocabulary. First one is disperse. So if I had a block of oxygen, it would just disperse. It would spread out to where it's almost undetectable. Tarnish means to destroy or change, or think about metal. Okay, if you leave a metal out in the air with some water, it'll get some rust. That's tarnishing. It tries to change it and get eaten, corrode. Reactive means that when it comes in contact with something, something happens, some action happens. I'm trying to think here. If we baking soda. Okay, I'm trying to think of volcano. What do we do in a volcano? You take baking soda and you put something else in it. Vinegar? I'm not too sure. And if you put those together, it becomes a bubbly volcano. Those are reacting when they're connected. Corrosive, I kind of talked about before, means destroying, melting, dissolving, like an acid, breaking it down into smoke and bits of ash and fire. Sheesh is just like gosh, geez, sheesh. Just a sound that we say to mean something unfortunate or bad, but not that strong. Disproportionate. Disproportionate just means uneven. Sometimes we have some story that it's not that serious, but we look at it really seriously. Here in America, sometimes we talk about killer bees, which aren't killer bees. They're just a little bit aggressive bees that I guess they say came from Africa, somehow came over to South America, and then are climbing up from South America up to the United States. So we talk about these, oh, killer bees. But the fear is disproportionate to the actual danger. Things like that. Rendering means, I think of like producing, causing, affecting, making, kind of like that. And I can't remember how rendering something, I can't remember how he uses it. Veritable means true, real, 100%, definitely, kind of things like that. That leaves us with our discussion question, which is, what would you recommend to collect instead? Okay, not going to collect the periodic table of elements. We're going to destroy the world. Well, what other things do you recommend someone to collect? And of course, please make your own discussion question. That is all the time that we have for today. But thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Book Club Preview. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.